So it was different in 1970. You didn't have the poster on the door, but somebody lived here who hosted one of Pandit Pran Nath's first concerts in the United States. So this was 1970. And very important, life-changing event in my life. The first time that I ever heard him live, although I'd heard tapes of him at Lamont's Loft. He had a lot of problems singing with the traffic out here and so forth and so on. In fact, I think he may have cut the performance short. But I must say that it was just incredible, except that at that time I was not as familiar with the Karana Gharana. And I remember thinking, I thought of it as the dying cow sound because it uses so many descending glissandi that get louder as they descend. And but at any rate, just one of the great, musical concerts of my life. Larry Poons was here. Shane Mage was here. He was in the Dogmatic Left at the same time that I was, not too long after I joined Workers' World. He split from the Socialist Workers' Party. As a matter of fact, he spoke at the Socialist Scholars Conference on LSD or something like that. So he was moving away from Marxism to what we would now call counterculture and New Age. He was actually sitting in this total lotus position, with everything, the blissful smile, and the whole thing. And he heard himself introduced as Shane Maga, and he said, well, actually, I guess that's the way it should be pronounced, but, it's actually Shane Mage. And I said, Shane Mage? Well, weren't you in the proletarian militant faction that split from the Socialist Workers' Party? And, he made an awful face, and he said that was a previous incarnation. So he was up there. And of course, Lamont and Marian. Oh, and Sham Bhatnagar, who was the Indian who was sort of Pran Nath's escort in the United States. And I remember a couple of things. I went up to Sham and I said, what rag is this? And he said something like, oh, it's the black keys on the piano. And I started questioning him more closely, and he said, oh, well, I didn't realize that you're a musician. Actually, I don't know anything about it, but I just gave you that made-up answer. Since it was the first time that I saw Pran Nath live, I did not know this, but he outlined what he sung with gestures, which added a whole dimension to the performance. And I must say that his students, have not been able to do that. I don't know if he was the only one, maybe he was, who did that. But he certainly did not succeed in teaching it to his premier students, who I guess are Lamont and Terry, I guess. Terry does sort of, some sort of very soft gestures or something, but it's not like these chiseled gestures, with which he would outline his singing.